Hi everyone, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie and we are still celebrating with green and gold with Lela. Hi Lela.
Hey Mel. Hi from Wisconsin.
Leila's traveling, so we're trying to sneak this one in before Friday. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what we're up to, is we are going to host a couple Zoom sessions this weekend. Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific and Saturday 4 to 7 again Pacific. But if you want to get in on that, you need to join Leila's Facebook group, which is noted in the description below. We'd love to have you come in and say hi, even if it's only for a half hour or an hour. We just like to connect with people. And if you want to stay even longer, that's great.
Or you want to celebrate a different color than green and gold.
Yeah, exactly.
We can certainly talk about other colors.
Yeah. And the Zoom sessions are going to be pretty casual. We don't have anything specific planned per se, unless we throw something in there. But mostly it's just to hang out, with fellow crafty people and, do some crafting, maybe some talking. I'm sure they'll be talking.
I'm sure there'll be chatter. That's right. Everybody likes to talk about crafty chatter, especially right now, right? It's holidays, so we can all talk about what we're doing for crafty for the holidays.
We are using a collection from Stampin' Up, which is where we got the celebration of green and gold from. This particular collection features a lot of green and gold. Almost monochromatic, but not quite.
Yeah, there were a lot of shades of green in there. It did make that fun though when you started playing with it because you realized how many different shades of green you could use, and especially your beautiful scrapbook layout, Mel. I love that you cut all those different colors in the evergreen boughs for your page.
Yeah, so Leila's referring to a couple other videos that we posted in this series. I do have a playlist that lists everything, so if you need to get caught up, the playlist is also in the description. So be sure to check that out. If you are interested in playing along and using some of the same products that we're using, Leila's link is below. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I think we're ready to get started. Now, my goal, and I don't know if this was yours, Lela, but my goal was to try and use up everything.
It was really fun to think about that, right? I do have a few scraps left. I will tell you, this paper pack seemed to be a little bigger than I thought. So there were a couple moments when I wasn't quite sure, Mel, I was going to make using it all up. But yes, that was the goal.
Well, you also brought in the vellum, which I did not use. So, you had even more to play with than I did. Now, I'm going to show you how much I have left because I'm pretty proud of myself that this is all the paper scraps that I have.
Wow.
So not bad, right?
No, you did fantastic. I think I have just a little bit more than that. I do have a couple of sheets of the vellum, full sheets of the vellum that I like you said, I brought in a little bit of it, but yeah, I got busy with my scissors again, referencing if you haven't seen our card video, you need to, because Melanie got busy with fussy cutting and did some beautiful work there, and so she inspired me. So some of my pages were fussy cut.
Well, I have a lot more fussy cutting than this one too, which you'll see here shortly. So we also played with some embellishments, namely, and I can't show you because my package is completely empty, but the cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive back berries, which were absolutely fun to play with. Now, I know these were out of stock. Have they come back in?
They have come back in, but I don't know how long they will still be back in. They're very popular because they're very cute.
They just made the right little touch.
They did,
especially on the card.
Mine are gone as well.
We also used some ribbon.
We did use ribbon.
How much did you use?
Oh, I probably only used half. That ribbon spool was quite a lot, and I even used it on a couple scrapbook pages and still had some left.
Yeah, I still have quite a bit left as well. So we got 9.1 meters. I don't know why they came up with 19.1 meters. It must 10 yards. That's why. So 10 yards. So I put a pretty big dent in it, but there's still enough here to do a little bit more.
Yeah. No, I feel like we both used that ribbon on several of our cards, and even, like I said, pages, and we still had quite a bit left. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of bows on today's. So One of my favorite things to do is to try and use some of my older stash. Did you bring in anything from your stash?
I did use some old olive cardstock and some basic beige cardstock. So I actually use that for my card bases. And then of course on my scrapbook layouts, I did use that as some of the photo back.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, there was so much printed paper to this pack that I just needed some cardstock color stuff.
Right. To kind of neutralize it a little bit.
Neutralize it, yeah.
Now you, in previous videos, you fell in love with the thread that Stampin' Up! Also offered. Did you continue to use that for these next ones?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You will see that on probably almost all of my projects. I did use that thread. Natural linen thread, and then they had a green, they called it an olive color, and both just really worked for me. And I don't know if that ever happens to you. You get something on your desk and you enjoy using it, and then it just seems like the next 10 or 15 projects, it's on everything. But you'll laugh. I even did some other pages and I used that thread like it was sitting right there. I'm like, oh, I'm going to add that. So yeah, for whatever reason, the thread inspired me, Mel.
That is one of the reasons why I switched scrapbooking chronologically, because you used to be able to tell in my book whenever I got a new tool or a new product, because it would be use it, use it, use it, use it, use it, and then not. Whereas now, because I'm spreading it out, it's not quite so noticeable.
Yeah, Melody, I will tell you the one product I really went crazy on was when I got introduced to buttons. For whatever reason, buttons just did it for me. And I swear you could just see the same thing when I scrap chronologically. Every page, there's buttons on every page. You can tell when Close to My Heart starts selling buttons. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
In every color.
So I pulled in an old Stampin' Up! Product.
Oh, cool.
And by old, I mean, this was at least 10 years. Well, no, more than that, because I've been in California for 12, almost 13 years. And I bought it before then, and I'm sure it was at least a few years before. So let's see if you recognize the little gold.
Oh, absolutely. I still have some of that gold, silver, and bronze. I love that stuff. And so I bought as much as I could before it went out, and I still have a reel of each.
Yeah, I know. I have backups of this. So this was 75 yards, y'all. I look at, you can see cardboard. So I am just about finished this one. So I'm quite,
wow.
I'm not sure if I should be happy or sad because I love this product, but
me
it's
too.
Kind of be fun to have actually used it up, but a little bit sad. But I have backup, so I'm good.
Me too. Maybe I replaced it with the linen thread. You used the gold. I didn't even think about that. I could have definitely pulled that out.
Yeah.
There's so many products that are timeless, right? And they're fun to pull back out, you know, and use them again. And that gold thread or silver, they had it in silver and bronze are definitely that. You know, and Stampin' Up! Does seem to pull in some pretty ribbons. I know that ribbon was very pretty. It was kind of a smooth satin and it looked very nice on several of the projects. So good stuff.
And then then I pulled in a couple other things. So these are not Stampin' Up! Products, but I pulled out an oldie but a goodie embossing folder. This was probably one of the first embossing folders I bought and was probably purchased in about 2004. And it is by Cuttlebug, which I don't think is in existence anymore. I mean, it's a byproduct of or it was one of the original Cricut lines, I think, and it was an Argyle. So I did pull that in. So I feel good about pulling something different in. And then I also pulled in this super, super, super thin. I don't know if you could see that. Yep. It's not washi tape, people. This is nail art tape. And it's just like washi tape, and you can get it off of Amazon in all these different colors and widths. So you get like an even thinner width than this. So I'm going to show you here. This is the thinnest that it comes in. Do you even see that?
Yep.
It's super thin. And then this is the one I used on my project. It's medium, and then you get like a thicker one. And you can get it in foil and glitter, and very inexpensive and very fun to use. I'll show you where I use that here in a minute. And then I also pulled in some just random like enamel dot blingy things because, you know, I ran out of the stamp.
Right, we did. Who knew we were gonna need multiple packages of the cherry cobbler and pearl embellishments.
10 packages. That's what
Yeah.
you need. Okay, so I made some cards and I made a layout and I made one other project. So where do we want to start?
Show us.
Okay, so I think you said you had made some cards with different sizes as well, right?
I did. I didn't bring them all here to Wisconsin, but we'll definitely put them you know, on the site for everyone to see. But yeah, I went to a class and I really enjoyed the I guess you would say the inspiration of trying some different sizes. I'm a pretty standard card size girl. I seem to use the same size all the time. So it was pretty fun to try some of the little smaller note cards. And then I did do a couple of the longer slimline cards just because I had some left in my stash. I did pull those in from leftover close to my heart. And then I did some more scrapbook pages.
Right. So what size, just slimline? Was it the big slimline cards that you made or the mini ones?
I cut them down. So I'm gonna say they're somewhere in between the mini and the standard. I don't always like the 8-inch one, but I liked it just a little bit smaller, but not super small.
Not too small. So I did some 5x7 cards and I purely did this with the objective of trying to use up some of the paper. Right? So this was maximizing the paper.
I was thinking though the other day is I love that. Number one, I love the bow on there. But you know, when you go buy a card at the store, most of them are the 5x7. And I don't know why I don't do more 5x7.
I think it comes down to the fact that an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper just makes two A2 size cards perfectly. Whereas to get a 5x7, it doesn't quite work. Now I actually had these craft colored card bases. I got them on sale at Hobby Lobby, so I had those in my stash. But I really wanted to use that big sentiment that came with it, and it just fit perfectly on this tag. And then of course you have to put a topper, right? And then just a few enamel dots. Super easy card to mass produce.
That is beautiful. And I like that you had some more underneath the bow of were those the fussy cut or the die cut? Fussy
cut?
No,
they were fussy cut. This was another one of those ones. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. I didn't always like the white border around it. So what I did was I just kind of took some ink on a blending brush and just kind of added some of it to tone it down a little bit. It does blend into the background a little bit more, but it also means it doesn't stand out so much.
Mel, those are beautiful. Those are beautiful. And to think, you know, in a store, you'd pay $7-8 for that card, and that's gorgeous.
So the other set of cards that I made, and how many did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made 7 4x4 cards. So quite a bit smaller, right? From large to small. And they mostly are the same. So I have a design like this where it's basically just the square with a pattern background and a circle in the middle. And then I just took some of those fussy cut leaves and embellished them. And I had a few of the bells left over, so I tucked them in.
Oh, those are beautiful. Love
same design, only this one I used some of those berries on it.
That's cute.
The last 4, I just moved the circle over to the edge just to give it a little bit of variety, but it's basically the exact same. Make sure I'm holding them the right way. Exact same card. Here's where I use some of that gold cording and more of those. And I did go pretty heavy on the embellishments, like with those berries and stuff on here, just because they are pretty simple cards. So I thought they could use a little zhuzhing up.
Yeah, yeah, those turned out really pretty. I don't always make a square card, but I like that. I like that little note card. That'd be super cute on a gift or a package or, tucked in an envelope for someone.
I just use the regular A2 size to mail them.
Yeah,
Um, Keep it simple. Speaking of A2, I did do a couple more A2 ones, and I loved my wreath card that I made
I
in
did too.
last video. So this is the variation on it. This is where I used that embossed background with the argyle. And then I used some
Beautiful.
of those spellbinders crystals because I ran out of.
Yeah, I love that how you made that wreath. Made that wreath. I mass produced only one of them, and I'm really glad I did, right? Because now I can use it. I did bring that one with me. It's this one.
Oh, cute.
And what I liked about this was, see those two squares? That's the only thing that's different in a bunch of them because I just used scraps, right? Whatever I had left,
Yeah.
Those squares. And then of course, we talked about my ribbon or my thread.
Yeah.
I'm on a thread
Yeah.
kick. So I use that for the bow and again I really liked that.
That's very similar to the design you had in last card too, I think, right? One of those?
Yes. Yep. Yep. I just really like that with those two squares and it just made it easy to mix and match. I didn't bring my scrapbook pages, but I did bring another card. This one I did use some ribbon that was on the desk, but it was the cherry cobbler because I had one cherry cobbler dot left. I wanted to use it, so but it needed some cherry cobbler, so I did bring a little bit of cherry cobbler in. And you'll notice that I liked that. It said Happy New Year. And I thought, well, that's kind of fun, for either someone that you forget to send a holiday card to, or in case these go out a little bit later. Now I have a few, to be honest, that say Happy New Year.
Or there's some
So,
people that don't celebrate Christmas, but you still want to send them a card because you're thinking of them or whatever.
yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
that's
So
awesome.
I really enjoyed that sentiment. I thought, well, that's kind of fun to have in there. Yeah. So I used a couple scraps of cherry cobbler ribbon to go with my one last cherry cobbler
Little
embellishment.
dot.
Mhm.
Well, at this point, I had a lot of foiled cardstock left.
Mhm.
So I needed something that would use up a lot of it, but not be like in your face because I tend to use it somewhat sparingly. So what I came up with were gift card holders. So these are all basically the same design. Some are a little more embellished than others. So the card base is the foiled cardstock, and then I made a belly band out of the pattern paper and the ribbon. And then for a couple of them, I still had some fussy cut images to use up. But for a couple of them, I ran out. And I think they look still just as cute with just the bit.
Yeah.
And then when you open it up, this just pops off. And then it's just a really simple design. But you can still leave
Oh,
a
that's
message in here.
adorable.
And then your gift card can slide in the little pocket that's right there.
Now, was that a die cut that you used?
No, it was just cut straight from paper. So I was thinking if there's enough people that are interested on our Zoom call, I can go through how to create one of these if people are interested. So if you are and you're going to be joining us on Friday and Saturday, let me know and I'll do a little quick how to just have some cardstock handy and we can walk through it.
That's adorable. Okay, I'm voting. One vote is yes. I love that idea. I like the little center that holds the gift card.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun,
really
right?
cute.
I thought it was cute, and I thought it also would be great. You could put it on top of a package, so if you were giving something else in addition to a gift card, it could still look like a topper. You could also put a string through this if you're someone who likes to tie your gifts onto trees. You can use that as a like an ornament almost.
Oh, Melanie, that would be really cute hanging on the tree
Yeah,
with either using like you said, the thread or the gold thread like you did, or the
yeah.
linen thread like I did, or something in hang it on the tree for someone to find. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Makes it a little more special than kind of hidden in there. I didn't bring it with me, but I
Okay.
did make some more scrapbook cards. I was or pages, and I was trying to figure out like, okay, what green and gold, what would I, like holidays, what other, and then my husband and I were talking about going to get a tree. I'm like, oh, I got it. And so then I went in, and you know how you kind of design around a page around what you think you're gonna do
Yeah.
is, and so going to pick out a tree, I have the pages, I have the layout. So now I told my husband we have to go now because I made
Yeah.
the layout. And of course he's like, okay, that will work. So and then I told my kids, like, hey, you need to come because this layout holds, 6 photos, and I'll need some more. I'll need some more people in the photos. So
Oh, and by the way, everybody wear green or
exactly, green or gold. Don't clash. No, maybe wear some red so the photos have a little bit of red in it,
there
right?
you go. That would look good. So if you are going to post pictures of that though on your Facebook
I
group.
will. I will
Okay,
definitely.
so for those of you that are watching, if you haven't joined her Facebook group and you're curious, you have to join. Okay, so I did one more scrapbook layout. I actually love how this one turned out. I'm very, very happy. I did not put a picture on it, but I left room for a 5x7 photo. I don't know what photo would go in here, but it's pretty generic enough that I could. It is definitely Christmas themed. I did something called serendipity paper. Have you ever heard of that term before?
No, I haven't.
So it's basically where you take scrap of all sizes and you
Okay.
take like a 12 by 12 sheet of paper or 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper or whatever, and you basically just glue them down in whatever pattern you want. And then you use that either as a piece of paper in and of itself, or you die cut images out. So what I did is I die cut circles out of this paper. Do you have any ideas where I'm going with this?
You made ornaments?
I did. So this is the layout,
Wow.
right?
That's gorgeous. I didn't think I was gonna like anything better than your layout with the bows going across it, but
Yeah,
this one is definitely
it looks
giving it a run
cool,
for money.
right? I'm
That's
really happy with it.
gorgeous.
So this is where I use that thin gold washi tape as the stringers on it.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
these are all just cut out of that serendipity paper, if you want to call it, like whatever you want to call it. This was from my stash, so it could just be any photo of a family member at Christmas, or it could be of me and my boyfriend or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how it's
You
gonna.
guys are gonna have to take a holiday walk or something for that to get that photo in there.
Yeah, yeah. But I was
That's
really, really pleased
beautiful.
how it turned out. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I did all these little string bits after I put everything down. Not fun.
Yeah.
If you are going to do something like this, plan out where your ornaments are going to go, do the strings, and then put the ornaments on top. Because I was like weaving it underneath bits and pieces and trying to get it to work. But yeah, I'm really
Melanie,
happy.
that is absolutely beautiful. That is gorgeous.
And you think it would take a long time, right? Because if you look at, like, for instance, this one, it's got like 4 or 5 different strips of paper. But because you don't care, you're literally just like gluing them down. Then you could just strategically put your die wherever it is that you like and cut it out.
The circles are different sizes, so you used a couple different circle dies.
Yep, and I use the ones with that have like a stitched edge around them, just because I think it makes it look a little bit more finished.
Yeah,
I really like that. Yeah, so I just had, I don't even know who the die set's from, probably MFT, but I mean any circle set that you have, stacked die set or whatever.
So I think that would be fun on our Zoom is to maybe we could all do a serendipity page.
Oh, that would be fun.
And then it would be fun and you could, kind of re-explain that to us, but I think everybody would enjoy that. That turned out really cute. No
And I got
wonder
enough
you
scrap.
used up. That's why. No wonder you used up so much, but that turned out beautiful. I love
Yeah.
it. I really didn't think I was gonna like any page better than I gotta tell you that's still one of my absolute favorite pages. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely check out. It's posted on my website, and then of course go back and watch the scrapbooking video. But it is just a beautiful layout by Melanie. You won't want to miss.
But that's probably all I needed for scrapbook layouts for Christmas theme because I don't take a ton of photos. So I'm set for
There
this
you go.
year. I'm set for this year for sure.
And cards. Now, do you have all your holiday cards made?
I think so. I've done a lot of crafting with like kits because I've been trying to use them up. So
Mhm.
usually when that happens, I do a lot of mass producing just to kind of get through them. I think I'm good, but I haven't done an official count.
Yeah, okay.
I probably should because it would be awful if all of a sudden I had to make 20 cards at the last minute, right?
It'd be funny because you've been making cards for a while, but I really enjoyed it. That is one thing I enjoyed about our goal to use up the paper was it did give me a lot of selection and a lot of holiday cards done, and I can't believe it's before November 1st, and I've got quite a supply, so that's always fun, right? Because more people can be added to the card list, the
Yeah.
more cards I have done, so
Yeah.
good stuff.
So I think that is all we have to share with you guys today. Again, Friday, which by the time this airs is going to be tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific. So for those of
Pacific.
you Central, that'll be 7 to 10. East Coast will be 8 to 11. Yeah. And then Saturday, we're bumping it up an hour or bumping it back an hour to give those East Coast folks, not quite as late a night on Saturday. So that will be 4 to 7 Pacific, 6 to 8 Central, and 7 to 10, right?
Right.
Yeah.
7 to 10. Yep, on Saturday. Yep. And
Always,
we already have some fun things planned. So a little crafty chatter and some ideas by Mel.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Sometimes we get so busy talking, we forget to do those things.
Sure.
But if you are joining and you are interested, leave a comment below. And of course, if I don't get to it, just, give me a gentle nudge on the Zoom. The information to connect, of course, will be over on Layla's Facebook group with the links to the Zoom call and anything else we need to include.
No, we're just looking forward to chatting with everyone. So come and join us.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, everyone. And until next time, happy crafting, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.